In this section, I'm going to talk about design table. By adding a design table to your part, you can have different configuration for your shape. For example, in one configuration, I want to have a different padding for my part. In the second configuration, I want to disable the visibility of the pockets. In the third configuration, I want to add another offset to my pockets or padding. So this is the design tables proposed here. So you can find the design table under knowledge toolset, and I guess I have made a mistake in previous sections and told you that measure items are under this or the knowledge toolset. I'm sorry for that. I apologize right here. And you can find measure items under measure toolset. Now, if you cannot find design table, you can just type in C in the dialog box, C colon design table. And by clicking on this, you can see a design table is going to be created. And you can have a different name for that. You can have some comments for that that tells you that what is this design table going to do. I'm going to create a design table from scratch. So create a design table with current parameter values going to be selected here. And I click on OK. Now by clicking on OK, you can see a dialog box that tells me what parameters are available. You can change these parameters, and of course I can add this to your design table. The amount of parameters are overwhelming. I do not want to see all of them. I just want to see parameters about the padding. So for this I can go and filter this, or I can go and select on the pad feature here. By clicking on this, I can see only the amount, the parameters that are relevant, and I can select those things. For example, I can select the first limit length. In this context, if I click on this, you can see that it is highlighted. So I add this. I do not have a second limit because I have mirrored this, so I'm not going to select anything else. Let's go to pocket 1. I click on pocket 1. And if I cannot see what pocket 1 is, I can move this a little to right, and you can see the pocket 1 is here. I can change the sketch parameters. For example, here I have 30 millimeters of length 42. I'm going to change this. So this is length 42, and if I click on this, you can see that it is highlighted. If I cannot find it in here, I can click on the measure, and I add this. Again, I want to select pocket 2 here. The pocket 2 is about this group that I have created here. Now here I want to have the activity. The activity means the visibility. If it is true, that means it's visible. If it is false, that means it is invisible. So I click on activity and add this here. And on pocket 3, I have these circles. I want to change the radius. So I select one of these radius, for example here, and you can see that it is selected here. I add this. Now I have 4 different things in my configuration. Of course, let's add the activity that is the visibility of the circles. So I click on OK. Now you can see that it tells me that I can select an Excel or a simple text file to save my design table. I select a simple text file and select the design table name 1. You can see that it is going to be overridden if I have such thing here. Now that I have created this design table, you can see that it has one line of configuration added to my design table, and this is the original one. I can tell this because I see this greater than or less than signs or symbols around this one number. So if I want to edit this and make it different, I can click on edit table. You can see that this is here. Now I'm going to add another line of configuration. In one configuration, I want to have about 80 millimeters of padding. Other configurations are going to be the same. So I select these and copy these and add it here. In a third configuration, I want to have about 150 millimeters of padding, and here the sketch tool length is going to be about, for example, 50 millimeter, and other things. This is going to be true, and the circle size is going to be 15 millimeters, and this is going to be true. This is going to be shown here. And in another configuration, I want to have everything like the first line, except that the circles are going to be invisible. And of course, I can add different lines of configuration here. So I save this using File Save, or I can hit Control S and close this file. Now you can see that it tells me that I am synchronizing with the file. I close this. You can see 4 different lines of configuration. Now if I want to test the configuration, I can select them and click on Apply. So I select the second one and click on Apply. You can see that it changes to the configuration that I have created. If I want the third one, I click on this and click Apply. You can see that it changes again, and you can see the amount of this length is added and made it 50 millimeter. And the fourth line of configuration is here. I click on Apply. You can see this fourth line of configuration that the circles are invisible here. So this is kind of configuration that you want to check and see which one is going to be, closest to your purpose, and select them. Again, you can find out the original one. I click on the original one and click on Apply and click on OK. By adding this design table, you can see this under relation. If you cannot see this, you can just go to Tools, Option, and under Option, under Part Infrastructure, that is under Infrastructure, under Part Infrastructure, you can see that I have enabled relations under Display tab, of course. So you can see this because I have told you this previously. It is not going to be, that big deal. So whenever I open design table, I can see different configuration here by double click on design table, and again I can apply this configuration to my shape whenever I need to.